Hello YouTube, welcome to this Code with YDC channel, and I'll be instructor for this video. In this video we are going to work with Flutter UI design. So here you can see the final output of this video that we are going to build in this video. So we are gonna build this Flutter UI where you will learn how can we do horizontal list view, how can we add images, text, and how can we do vertical. Okay, so before move to the coding part, let me mention you one thing. I have a couple of courses on Udemy, Flutter and Android development course. If you need free coupon or the discount coupon of my course, you can join to my Facebook group. You will find out my Facebook group in description below, where you can ask me about free coupon or discount coupon, and definitely I would love to give you that coupon. Okay, so now let's move to this coding section. As you can see, I have already created a empty Flutter project, and all of these codes are auto-generated code. So let me remove all of this code. I always like to start from scratch, so Control A, remove. Now first we need to import our material design, so import material dart. Okay, now in here we need to add our header file, so that is our void main. Okay, so inside this void main we will have to run our app. So run app is going to be the new material app. Alright, so now this material app contains a home keyword. Right now we don't have any file, so we need to create a file so that we can add our file in that home path, so that when we will run our application, this file will open. So go to this library folder, lib folder, right click and go to this dart file. In here we need to define our file name. We can say home. Click OK. So where is our file? In here we will also have to import our material dart. That is important if you want to work with design part. Now in here we need to import our stateful widget. So if you select this stateful widget, it will give you this bunch of functionalities, and in here we can mention our class name. Let's say home, and you can see this home is added in here and in here. Now go back to this main part. In here we need to import our home file name, so import home, and you can see this home.dart. Now we can use this class. Remember that in here we need to use our class name, not the file name. You might have different name of your file, but remember that you need to add here this class name, because this class will contain all of this functionality. So in here you will have to mention this class name, not the file name. Okay, so now if you are in that position, now we are ready to go. So first remove this container, and in here I will have to add this scaffold widget, because now the question is, you may wondering why we need to use this scaffold widget, because this scaffold widget contains all of the UI material that Flutter is provided. Okay, so inside the scaffold widget we will have to add all of these things. They have couple of other UI widget, but we will talk about them in some other parts. So first let me check what we have in our photo. So we have a app 2 icon and one navigation tray. First cover this thing. Okay, so for that first we need to add a app bar. So if you want to add app bar, you will have to add this app bar keyword, and remember that this app bar keyword contains an app bar. So you can say new app bar. Okay, and inside this app bar we will have to add our title. That is going to be our app bar title, and this title contain a text. Definitely our title will be a text, so we must need to select our text, and in here we can say our title name. We can say material UI, whatever you want to say, and after that we need to use our background color, and background color is going to be the colors dot difference. As you can see, Flutter by default provide couple of good colors, so if you want to add other color, then you can also add, no problem about that. But for that project we need to use this difference color. As you can see, this color is difference, so I will choose this difference. And this app bar has two icon as well, so we need to we also need to add this icon. So for that, inside this app bar there is another attribute called bottom. I'm sorry, not bottom, and it is called actions, and actions contain a widget. Okay, inside this widget, actions widget, we will have to write down the new icon button. This icon button will contain the give us two parameter. Actually it needs two parameter. One is for icon and another one is for on pressed. Let me explain you a bit more what will do this on pressed. So this on pressed will give us the opportunity when we will click, or when our user will click in the specific button, what we want to show them. For example, what action we want to take. So first let me add the icon. So icon is going to be the new icon, and this icon contain these icons dot, we can say this one. So this icon is by default providing by Flutter. If you want to add some other icons, you can also add it, no problem about that. So for now I just want to show the debug print when user will click this this title icon for maybe some message. You can say title clicked. Okay, so now if I run this application, I will be able to, okay, I can't see it, so let me run it here. So here is our application, and it will take a while to complete this build Gradle process. So before that, till that, let me explain it again what I have done it here. I think it is now almost there. Okay, see here it is. See, we can see our icon, our title, and our background color. So we will have to add one more icon. So we can add same way. So new icon button, and same way it will contain two parameter. One is for icon, another one is for on pressed. So icon is going to be the new icon, and icon is going to be the icons dot, I can say search. Okay, and for this one, for debug print, we can say that debug print, and we can say search clicked. Okay, so now do hot reload, and now if I click all of this thing, so open this run console, and in here you can see if I click title, then you can see title clicked. If I click search, then you can see search clicked. So our title and search on press method functionality is working. So we are done with our app bar section. Okay, so let me explain it again. So for adding a app bar in your application, you will have to add this app bar keyword. Apparently this app bar keyword contain an app bar, and this app bar, inside this app bar you will have to write all of this property what you want to add. For example, first title, then background color, and inside this action you can add couple of other icons. So for example, this one first icon and this one is second icon. Okay, now it's time to add navigation drawer. So for adding a drawer, we will have to use again this drawer keyword. Okay, and new drawer. If you add only this one line of code, and if I do hot reload, you will be able to see this drawer icon. See, but the list of our navigation drawer is blank as of now because we didn't add anything inside our navigation drawer. So if you want to add multiple data item, then what we will have to do. So now I'm going to show you how can you work with navigation drawer. So for that, first we need to add a child, and this child will contain a list view. You may already know about list view. If you don't know, maybe if you are new with the Flutter, then let me explain you a bit more about list view. So list view, we typically use list view when we will have to show a multiple data in a specific field. For example, in the navigation drawer, we will have more and more data items, so that we can scroll automatically. That's why we need to use this list view, and this list view contain a children of widget. Okay, so if we use this list view, then we will not use to have any other scrollable thing. So this is the advantage of using this list view. And inside this list view, now we can use all of the drawer properties. So for example, new user drawer, new user account drawer header. Okay, that one will give us two parameters. One is account name and another one is account email. By default it has another color. So if I run this, and you can see this background color. This is the by default background color that is provided by Flutter, but right now we don't have any content in here. As you can see, there is a two parameter, one is account name and another one is account email. So we need to write here. So for example, account email is a text, definitely account name should be a text, so new text, and in here we need to write, for example, we can say code with YDC. Okay, and for the account email, let's say new text, and we can say ydc@gmail.com. So if we want to change this background color, we will have to add our decoration. So decoration is going to be the new box decoration. So now the question is that why we need to use this decoration. So this decoration and this box decoration provide some design material, like if you want to do border radius, circular data item, or if you want to change the color, that time you will have to use this decoration, box decoration. Okay, now change the color. So color is going to be this colors. So colors dot, we can say default color, it will be good. Let me run it. Now here we go, we can see background color and our text and our email. So we are done with our user account drawer header. Now if you want to add item inside this navigation drawer, then what you will have to do. So for that you will have to use new text, new list style. There are a lot of new things to add, but I would like to choose list style, and this list style contain two parameters. One is title and another one is leading. So title is going to be the new text, we can say first item, and leading, that will contain an icon. So new icon, and icon is going to be the icons dot, I can say face. Okay, now if I run, it will work. See, we can see this item name and one. If you want to change the text size and the font size of this leading, then you can also do this. So for changing the font size of the title, what we can say you can style text style, and font size is going to be, choose 20.0, and for this icon you can choose the size is going to be 20.0 as well. Do hot reload. See, size has increased. Okay, so now there is a problem. If I click outside of this navigation drawer, it will collapse, but if I click this item, it will not collapse, but it should be collapsed, so that when user will click any of this navigation drawer item, our navigation drawer item should close and they will open it to another page wherever we want to send them. So for that, there is a property called onTap. Okay, so onTap, and inside this onTap property we will have to use this navigator. So navigator dot off is a build context dot pop. If you write this one line of code inside this onTap, then it will work for you. And remember that this onTap will always you will always need to have when you will want to move from one page to another page. Okay, so now if I go here and if I click, see, it collapses. Okay, so we are done with this first part. First item, let me copy it a couple of more times so that we can add few more items here. So change it to first item to second item, and then this one is to third item, and this one is fourth item, and this one may be for fifth item. Now run it. If I run it, we can see first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. See, each and every item is working. Okay, so if you want to change the icon color, then you can change also. Then you can say the search, and I don't think this icon size should be okay. Let's do one thing, remove the font size of title. It will be good for 18 maybe. So face to adb, change to 18, and face to gtranslate, whatever, I don't know, whatever icon it is showing, I'm just adding randomly. Okay, so 18, and this one is for the second one, and this text should be 18 as well. Okay, so remove this text as well, 18, and we can keep this face icon for the first one. So now we can see different icon, and our font size has also decreased. I think it's look good right now. Okay, so if I click each and every item, we will see it will work. So we are done with our navigation drawer and our tab bar. Now we need to work for our this part. Okay, so how can we do this? So if you want to do this, so this is the drawer. After the drawer, we need to work with our body part. Okay, so remember that whatever you will do after your app bar, that is called the body part. Okay, if you have any previous experience to work with web development like HTML and CSS, you might heard about body section. Okay, so in here, after this drawer, you can comment out here in drawer. So after that, what I can say, we need to use our body. Body is going to be the new list view. In here, I will also like to use list views because we will have to have multiple data items so that we can scroll. That's why I will choose list view here. And now if we look on it carefully, we will see that we have two containers. This one is first container, and this container contains some horizontal data item, and this container contains vertical list item. Okay, so for that, do one thing, we can comment out it here. We can say that first container. Okay, in here we can also comment out here int of first container. So in here we will have to use new container. So container at the margin is going to be the as insert all 10.0, and child is going to be the what. So for the child, before move to the child section, make sure that you have mentioned the height of your container. So maybe height 250, otherwise it will not work. And we don't need to mention the white because it will automatically work. It will do horizontal scroll. Okay, first add 250. If we need, we will change it later. Now add the child. Child is going to be the new. So child is going to the new list view. Again, in here we will have to add another list view, and children is widget. We are adding here list view because we need to add scroll direction horizontally. So exist dot horizontal. So container, and as install height 250, and child list or scroll direction exist horizontal. Okay, now in here we need to define our main container. Like inside this, whatever container we will add, like each container will contain this one data item, this one. Okay, so inside this container, inside this list view widget, we need to mention one more container. So container, so we can say here, okay, whatever container it is, inside this container we need to add child. Child is going to be the new column, and column is going to be the children of widget. Okay, so in here we also need to mention our height and weight. So what can I say? So weight, let's say weight 200.0, and as we have mentioned our height in here, then it will automatically take to 50. Okay, so inside this column, why I am adding column here, because in here, if you look in this picture carefully, you will see first item is image, then another text, then another text. So it is adding as a column, like vertically. If we have to add something, then something horizontally, then we would like to use row. Maybe in here we will use row. Okay, so first item is the image, so we can say new image dot network. In here we will have to put the source of our image and define the height of your image. So height, say what I can say, height 150.0, weight 200.0, and feet is going to be the box width that cover. Now we need to add an image here. So go to this pixel side, or you can use any image whatever you want. I like to add this vector image, like the pixel image from here. So I will choose the copy image address and I will come here and I will paste it here. So remember that you are using this image store network. If you are taking image asset, then you will have to add your images inside your file, then it will work. So let me run it here. So if everything will fine, then it will work. Here we can see our images. Okay, but the thing is that we have but the thing is that I did a mistake here. If you look this image carefully, you will see we have added this thing inside a card view, but in here we didn't add this card view. So don't worry, you will not have to edit your code. So inside this container you will have to add another card view, right? So first container, then the card view. So click in column, then you will see in the left side you will see a bulb. Click here and come here and you will see the wrap with new widget, and in here it will give you a chance to add a new widget whatever you want. So for example, we need to add the card view. So card, okay, so card contain a elevation 10.0, select 10.0 or whatever you want. So what does this elevation do? This elevation will give you a shadow this elevation will give you a shadow from the what I can say, from the back side of our application or the bottom of our application, whatever you want to say. Okay, so it seems good, but if you look on our image carefully, then you will see this image has a circle like a shadow. So for that we need to use this shape. So it also have the shape is going to be the rectangle, like rounded rectangle border that contain a border radius, and we will have to select new border radius dot circular, let's say 15 point, maybe 20.0, maybe 20.0, not 220, 20.0. okay, run it. Now it looks good, right? Yeah, it looks good. So the thing is that I think it will be good if we select our whole container height 250 to 300, and for this one also choose height, and instead of 150 select 200, then it will be look good. So now it looks good, and in here we will add I think we can also increase our white, right? Instead of 200 add 250, that will look good. Now it looks better. So for height we also need to use 250 so that we can get the exact same height. See, 250. okay, in here we can add our title. So now after that image what we can add, after the image we will have to use new size box. So new size box, and height is going to, you can say 5.0. so now those of you don't have previous knowledge about this size box, maybe you were wondering why I have added this size box. I have added this size box just because of this size box will give me a space between this image to the text what we will add here. Okay, as you can see, this size box height, that means from the height of the next item it will create a 5 pixel space. Okay, and if you need a space from the left side to the right side, then you can use white, that contain white as well. Okay, so for that we need to have the height. So now in here what we'll have to do, new text and add the data. We can say Lauren if some, just post some dummy text. I don't have any text right now. If you want, you can change the text style as well. So new text style, and it's going to be the font size, say 20.0. if you like to change the color, you can change the color as well, no problem. For that, color start of, let's say brown. Let's see how it looks. See, we can see this color, but the problem is that this text is started at the middle. It should be come from the left side. So for that, as in here inside this column we are using inside this column we are adding all of this code. So this column contain a cross axis alignment, and this one is going to cross, so it have some property. For example, cross axis alignment dot start, center, int, and baseline. Now wherever you want to add your line, like for example from which space or which place you want to start your text, So we want to start it from the start. That means by default the starting point is in the left side. So now it will come from the left side, and here we go. We can see it is started from the left side, but we might need some padding. So for adding a padding, we need to wrap this text. We can wrap this text item with padding. So click inside, click on the text and go to this bulb icon, and in here you will see by default add padding option, and it will give you 8 GB, 8 like as instead all 8.08 pixel, and you will see some space. If you want, you can change your space. Okay, and after that add another new size box, define the height, and height you can say 3.0. we need to add more space, and now in here we need to use new text. So new text, and inside this text we can say, so if you want to add the dollar symbol, you make sure that you have added the backslash and then the dollar symbol, like for any special character. If you want to add any special character, so before the special character you must need to add this backslash, otherwise it will give you an error. Okay, so now we can say 789 USD. I don't know why I'm adding this USD, just for the design purpose. Maybe in that design we have add some design. Okay, so add a colon, comma, then add a style, text style, and it's going to be the font size. We can say font size 21.0, and as in this picture the color has changed, so we can say color is going to be the colors.deep orange. Now run, and we can see this color. So for that one we also need to wrap with the padding, so that we can see a good score. Okay, now here you can see a problem. It is giving us an error because we have added more spaces than what we have selected in our container size. So now I should increase it like 320. Now it might work. Yeah, it's working. So right now we have only one item, that's why we can scroll. And so this container, not that one, which one, this container, right? Yeah, this container. So here you can see we have selected a scroll direction axis horizontal. So this container contain the whole thing, like this container contain the whole item of the cart, where we added our image, our text, and our dollar sign. So what we can see, we can copy and paste it here so that we can see few more. And before adding that, we need to add a size box here, because and white is going to be the 5.0, because from one item to another item we need to make sure that there is an space so that it look good. So with including this one, I'm gonna copy this whole container. Remember that you are copying the correct container. Okay, and now paste it here, and if I run it, we might see second one also. See, we can scroll now. So our job has done, and the space you can see between two images, and that is just because of we have added this size box over here. We have added size box over here, and that is creating that space, and it looks really good. Believe me, it looks really good, guys. Now let's do one thing, change the image so that it look good. Which image we can add? This one? No, not this one. I think this one will be good. Copy this image address and remove this image. Okay, so remove that one and add that one, and if I run it, we will see different image. Okay, so let's do one thing, just copy paste couple of more times so that we can see few more item. Okay, 1 2 3 and 4 will be 5. 4 will be perfect. So 2 and rest of the image will same, because I didn't change that image URL. Okay, I think I don't need to change. When you will work with real world project, you can change it. Just for the teaching purpose, I don't need to add each and every image differently. Okay, so that is what we wanted to have in our application. It looks similar with our UI design. Okay, now it's time to add that one. Okay, so for that, So now int first container, so that is our first container that contain our all of this thing, and that is our list view. Okay, so this one is our first container. Here you can see this container contain this whole data item, and after that we will have to start with our new container that will be our this one. Okay, so for that what we will have to do, so add one size box here so that we can get any space. Size box height is going to be, we can say 8.0, and after that we will have to add another container, so new container, and inside this container add margin. Margin is going to be the as inside all 10.0. you can choose any margin whatever you want, and after that margin in here we will have to define our child. And before defining our child, make sure that you have defining the height. So after that level we don't have anything to do, so we can define this height like whole match parent so that it can take as much space it needed. So we can say media query dot of dot size dot height. Okay, so then it will take the whole space, whatever space whatever space it will need. Okay, after that we can define our child, and remember that in here we can also define list view, or if you want you can also define the container. If you define the, sorry, not container, column. If you define a list view you can do scroll inside this, inside your container. If you define column you will have to scroll it in the whole way. Okay, now you can see we can scroll it. Got it? So okay, let me run it again. What happened here? Okay, nothing happened. Okay, so now as you can see here we need to add a card view. Inside this card view we have one image, then one title and one text, and we need to use here row, because in here we have worked with column, and in here we need to add our row so that we can add our data vertically, not vertically, horizontally. I'm sorry for that. And now inside list view let me create first container, and this first container will contain this whole data item. Then we can replace, then we can copy paste it. Okay, so first, okay, so in here we can say the first item, we can say the int of first item. Okay, so new container, all right. Now define the child. Now we need to define the height, and height I can say 250.0. we don't need to define the width. And now we need to define the child, and child is going to be the new card. Okay, so child is going to be the new card, and card elevation is going to be the, what we can say, 10.0, and shape is going to be the new rounded rectangular border, and border radius is going to be the border radius dot circular, and say 20.0. Alright, so we are done with the card part, and now inside this card we need to add the child. Child is going to be the new row, and inside this row we will have to add children. Remember that list view, column and row contain a children object, and inside this we will have to do this thing. So in here we can you can directly work, or we can use some smart way to divide our row. Okay, so for that, and it will be automatically responsible for any of the device, like it will take the space according to the device size. It can be for iOS device or Android device. So for that we need to use new expanded. So new expanded, and this new expanded contain the flex, so flex 1. And after that what we will have to do, and in here we need to use the child, and child is going to be the new, okay, so child is going to be the new image dot network, and then we will have to define the height. Remember that we just need to define the height. We can define height 250 according to our whole container height, but we don't need to define the width, because we are using the flex. It will automatically divide the space. And now the feed is going to be the box feed dot cover. So now let me copy one image from here. Which one I can choose? This one? Okay, choose this one. Copy image address and paste it here. Now if I run it, we might see our image, and here we go. And we can see now we can see the image is taking the whole place, because of we don't have any other expanded inside our row. Once we let one more expanded, then it will cut the time, then it will divide the space. So I think we don't need to add space 250. It will be good for 200 because it is taking a huge, because it is taking such an extensive space. Okay, so I think 200, I think we can do it less than 200. 150 will be the good. So 150. Now run it. Okay, so now add another expanded. Before adding expanded in here, we also need to add new size box, and wide is going to be 10.0 so that we can get good space. Now new expanded, new expanded. Now this time choose flex 3 so that it can take more space than that image, and child is going to be text. So new text, and we can say that Lauren some dollar say. Now if I run it, and here we go, we can see that it has taken a extensive places. Okay, but for the images it is very short. So I'm gonna reduce this flex 3 to 2 so that that image can get few more spaces. Now it looks good. Now the problem is that this text is coming in the middle. It should become from the top, okay, from the start. So again we will have to use the cross axis element and cross axis element dot start. Same thing will happen here, and we can see this thing, and we can also getting the space. So now what we need to do, we need to change the font size for that one. So style is going to be the text style, and font size is going to be the font size is going to be the 20.0 will be the good. And okay, so here we did a mistake. Now inside, if you look on that picture, you will see that this one text, this one is another text. So we must need to add here a column. So I can wrap it with a column. So new widget column will contain a children of widget. Okay, so we can cut this text here inside this column. So what is going on here? Okay, so let me remove all of this thing so that you can understand clearly. So add child is going to be the new column has children of widget, and in here we need to add our first text. Okay, so text is going to be the Lauren Ipsum dollars, whatever you want. Just change the style is going to be the text style is going to be the font size, and font size is going to be the say 20.0. So now if I run it, it will work. Now we can see it is taking a lot of space. It is taking a lot of space because we have, I think you can remove this height 10 to 5 to 10. So for the column, I think we also need to use this cross axis element start so that it don't take that much space. So I think it was correct. Okay, so now we need to add our second text. So new sized box this time we need to adjust it from our top, so I will choose 7.0 and just copy this text from here and paste it here because we need the same thing. So just change the font size 20 to 16 and we can see this text. So as it has a lot of text, so we can go here, we can search Lorem Ipsum. So go to this Lorem Ipsum site and copy some dummy text from here, and you can copy some dummy text from here, no problem for that. So copy that and now paste it here. Okay, now if I run it, we might see, but it is taking a lot of space. But so for the solution we need to mention the maximum line. So maximum line, let's say 4. Now it will work. See, it is working. So now for that, now int of first item. Okay, so this is the int of first item. Now this int of first container first item. So inside this list view, and this container contain this let me remove all of these extra spaces. Okay, so extra spaces remove, and in here. Okay, so this container is containing this whole row item. So if we need more item, then we can simply copy that one and paste again and again. And before that, don't forget to use this new size box so that we can get some space from our top item. So let's say 5.0, add a space. Now we can copy this whole thing from here to here, this container. Copy this one, paste it here. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it is working, guys, and we can scroll as well. Now copy few more time, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, just that as much as you want. Okay, see, as I mentioned that inside this container, if we use list view, then inside this container we can also scroll, even we can scroll the whole one. That is the advantage of using this scroll, using this list view. Okay, so I think we have successfully added this one, but as I have added lot of things, then it is very difficult to find out. So yeah, I think we are done, and this one is similar to that one. Okay, so we have successfully designed this UI. And okay, and don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel if you want to get more and more YouTube videos, and please comment in that video if you have any suggestion, and don't forget to share your experience with that course if you are enjoying my teaching style. And as I mentioned earlier that I have a couple of courses on Udemy. I am a full-time Udemy instructor, so if you want to buy my Udemy courses, you can join to my Facebook group, or in the description box you will find out some discount coupon. Okay, I have a couple of good courses. I have already 46,779 students right now. I have 11 courses in my Facebook group. You can find out the discount coupon, and if you have money problem, like you don't have the USD to buy, or you don't have the card, you can contact with me. I would love to share free coupon with you. Okay, I always like to help my students. So I think enough talked for now. Now we can stop this tutorial, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.